So
I know, but
yeah,
I'm not too worried about the color quality. That light keeps coming out. God damn.
Oh, it's hanging.
Yeah.
Dude, check this out.
Oh, nice. I didn't even notice, man. I'm so unobservant. That's amazing.
Yeah, it
So
came out.
what?
I just went to the printer, and this is a test one for this North Park Festival of the Arts. I told you about that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to the printer.
When is it next week?
No, it's not till the 20th, which is good because I need all of that time. I have to like create a booth and print stuff and like get business cards and all that.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, man.
And when you're an artist, your business card is like kind of important. It can't be a shitty business card.
Oh, right. Right. It has to look really good.
Yeah, well, or intentionally not very good.
Right.
Which
is what you're going to go for.
I might not have a choice.
Right. Right. Yeah, it can't be in the middle.
No, yeah, you can't just be like, well, he was obviously trying very hard, but that just isn't good at all.
Right. Right. Exactly. Oh boy, this shirt is really not a great. Is it really
Your
like
shirt?
Does it look really it looks like very like almost pixelated. It looks funny.
No, it looks all right on my end.
Oh, okay. Maybe just because it's really compressed on the little.
If I stare at it, I guess, but no, it's all right.
All right.
I've got
yeah.
I mean,
so I love the Nathan's eating hot dogs Nathan eating contest.
Came out really well. I'm very happy with it.
It did.
Yeah, that one's a good one. The
Were
vomit.
So
did I tell you?
Must have drew that freehand.
Yeah, that was all freehand except the logo.
Well, I guess all your like fantasy ones are.
Kind of, yeah. Freehand. Although some things that is all freehand. I'll trace if some things, like if I have to make a hamburger, but they're usually those things. Like I did a dragon once, and I found a dragon to trace. But yeah, no, it's mostly freehand stuff.
Nice.
Did I tell you the vomit? I did it initially, and it was like it looked too much. It looked too good. It looked like really like vomit, like fake vomit, vomit. And I was like, oh god, that's like off-putting. And I had to paint over it and make it a little more cartoonish.
Really?
Because I blended the colors together when they were still wet, so it just like all blurred together into like soup. And it was gross. It was disgusting.
Right, you're getting so good at like too good for your own good.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I think vomit is a thing that even an amateur can paint pretty well.
I don't know to make it look that real. Anyway, that's great. That's a great story.
Yeah, there you go. I actually I filmed the making of that, and I kind of narrated it. I would stop and like take a video and be like, this is what I'm doing now. And that was one of the things. So I got to cut that and do a video too.
What are you using to cut your video?
I used the YouTube video editor.
Oh, really?
And it's as limited as you could be, but it's good for. It took a long time, and it actually took like an hour and a half to render it when it was all done. But it did the job for someone for paying no money at all. You can basically drag clips in, and then you can slice them into like just cut portions of it, and you can choose from like 5 preset transitions, and you can put text on it. I guess I didn't do that. You can put music, but it's just like a little clunkier because like I think there's maybe even a bug just in whatever I was doing, like my exact setup with Chrome and my computer and everything, that like whenever you do anything, it would then go and restart the video all the way from the beginning. You'd have to scroll back to where you were. It was excruciating because I had 20 videos that I spliced together.
Have you tried, what phone are you using?
Yeah, I've done it on a phone also. It wasn't bad. It's an Android phone. I have an app for that.
Yeah, there's an app I've used which is really good, called Splice. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
It's made by the makers of GoPro. And so like it's just I'm pretty sure it's free and it's awesome. It's like highly
Really? Splice.
I think it's on Android. I mean, I'm using an iPhone, but I'm pretty sure it's available on Android.
I'll check that out because I am in the market for something like that. I'd like to be able some of the stuff like where I'm dealing with like 11 or 12 files, like I think it's better to just go to a computer, but I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it. My computer isn't super powerful, so it gets bogged down also.
Yeah, I mean, you can drag like lots of different videos into this Splice app, and then I think the only thing is like if you wanted to like take a section out of one video and put it halfway through another video, I don't know that you could do that very easily. But if you're just trying to like yeah, if you're just trying to meld them together, and it's got all the preset transitions, you can add any music on your phone into like in it. They've got all sorts of styles and things like that. And there's one called Quick, and the other's called Splice. Quick is QUIK. They're made by both are made by GoPro. But I think you want Splice because Quick is just like it kind of like auto is like AI and just like edits the stuff for you. If it's like a action video. So you never mind Quick. You want Splice.
All right.
It's talking.
I'll check it out.
Precisely cut.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Hey, should we kick this thing off?
What's that?
Should we do the start our starting intro?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Just hit play on the starting intro.
Listen, my voice is still coming back, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hit the talk home.
Well, we'll see. Here we go.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
No. What are you doing? With Nick Nessel and Dave O'Leary.
Talk home. Oh no, podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
We are two guys, Nick Nessel and Dave O'Leary, both starting entrepreneurs in very, very different ways. I'm Nick and I'm an artist. Dave there is a financial planner, financial advisor, and he's also starting his own practice in a unique way. And we are meeting once a week to discuss we found, even though we're doing incredibly different things, the act of just starting a business there's about 75% overlap probably in the things that we have to think about, even though we're doing two things that couldn't be more disparate. And we're having these conversations anyway over WhatsApp voice notes and whatnot. We figured we might as well record it as a podcast, document it for everyone, and maybe it'll be entertaining as well.
Yeah, document it for us too.
And for us, yeah. Well,
pretty cool.
Almost exclusively for us. To this point, exclusively for us.
Right. Right. But even if that's all it is, that's still pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. So Dave, I've got something to talk about. I've got some big news, and you have big news too. Should we just run through it?
It's been big time. I'm gonna like preempt all this. I've got a daughter who's asleep, and I may like at any point have to like just go like fix her, soothe her or something like that. So if I run out, I'll be right back.
I'll just talk. I'll do both roles.
Right, and try to mimic my voice.
Yeah, I'll be like, so what are you thinking about?
Right. Okay, so I'm excited to hear your news. Come on, let's hear it. Spit it out.
Oh well, I mean. So I have just signed up to have my first ever booth at a festival. There is the North Park Festival of the Arts, which is like the big thing. I live in North Park, San Diego. It's like a little neighborhood here. And it's a festival of the arts. They do it every year. It's like the biggest event in North Park each year. And they shut down like 5 or 6 city blocks. There's going to be 5 or 6 stages, hundreds of booths, I guess. I don't know. It's going to be a fairly big thing, and a lot of people come and people get drunk. You know, it's a festival. Like, it's a street fair,
right?
But it's a festival of the arts, and so I was like talking to my hair cutter, which we could talk about. Like, what do you call the guy that cuts your hair? I call him a hair cutter.
I was gonna say that's a little weird. But...
Well, I don't know. I don't like saying that I have a stylist.
Right,
I mean,
because
he would tell you he's
you don't go to a barber and you don't want to say the stylist.
Yeah, I don't go to a
That's
barber.
awesome.
He would tell you he's a stylist.
Right. And you just don't want to admit to that.
Right, but he doesn't style my hair. He cuts my hair. There is no styling.
It's when he's done cutting your hair, he doesn't style it. He just leaves it wet and
like
limp.
make this shorter, and he just makes it shorter. Yeah, and then like he'll put the stuff in my hair.
Right. So he styles it at the end.
At the end, well, yeah, but
okay, man, you go to a stylist. That's good.
Well, you very clearly go to a stylist. I think you're definitely 100%
I go to a barber.
in on that. Dude, there's no barber that cuts that hairstyle.
Yeah, they shave the part right in.
Do they?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not kidding. Yeah.
Really? So for the people listening on audio only, Dave's got like a good kind of pompadour type looking thing. It's a good look. I'm not making fun of your hair at all, but like I'm trying to describe it.
No, I like my hair. It looks good.
It's shaved very close on the side. And then there's a very sharp part, which apparently is shaved in. Yeah. And then it's longer, starting about a third of the way up the side. And it like scoops up into like a very well coiffed, like folded over picture. I think Miley Cyrus had that haircut for a little while.
Something similar, but this is like the man's version.
Yeah, it's a man's haircut.
Man's cut and made it female.
That's true. She did. She did. Anyway, you have very nice hair, Dave.
Thank you.
We both do.
Oh, I know.
So yeah.
I know.
He cuts my eyebrows, he trims my ears, and does.
You know what I missed from South Africa? It was amazing.
No,
but they would do like this sounds really weird, but they would do like a nose wax. They'd like put like a Q-tip in wax and put it up your nose and then just yank it out.
Oh, really? I never had that. Where did you go?
The V&A waterfront. There was a place called. It's the only place I know that did it.
And it was like it called themselves a barber.
Yeah, they were, but like they were. Yeah, it was just for men.
The upstairs place. Yeah,
no, not the upstairs place. I know that place. It was downstairs, in between Woolies and like the other side, the other end. It was like in that long corridor leading up to Woolies.
Okay, interesting. I've never had it. Does it like make you cry?
No, because it's just real quick. It all comes out at once. Like pulling out one nose hair is way more painful than all of them at once. It's just like boom, and it's done, and then it's like clean, like a baby's bum inside your nose.
It's way more painful, or it's just exactly the same
not painful at all. Yeah, not painful.
Really?
Like it's a you feel it, but that's it.
Did they warn you that they were going to do it?
No, well, you'd ask for it. Like I saw, like it was a service, and they had it clearly like listed where you could see it from the chair. I was like, oh, I want that.
Nostril waxing.
Yeah. Nose wax.
Ear
wax and nose wax. So they put like on your ears to get the hairs anywhere near. I don't have a lot of ear hair. But like everybody's got nose hair.
I've got a problem with earlobe hair.
Earlobe hair?
Fuzzy. Like not inside my ear, but all on the outside.
Yeah, me too. And they're little individual ones.
Well, mine is more like fur, like blonde fur.
Mine are these like little stray ones, and I just have to yank them out. But they annoy me. Sometimes I'll feel one. Just prickling up.
Yeah. Oh, you have like a long, No, mine are like people, if I go like a month without, like if I go 2 haircuts, which is like it's 3 months, like every day someone will be like, wow, you have like really fuzzy ears.
You get your haircut every month and a half?
No, I'm like on a 2-month haircut cycle.
Every 2 months you get your haircut?
Is that too short? Too infrequent?
Oh, I get mine done like every 2 weeks, but I've got short hair. But
you have a stylist, and I have a guy that cuts my hair.
But the second week is I really only pay for it once a month because the second week is a free cleanup cut.
Yeah, I need to do that. I need to go much more often. I wear a hat for like a month because my hair is too long.
Yeah, but I would say I dislike how much I go. Like, I don't like to admit that. Like, I'm like, ugh, that's too much time to be like traveling back and forth to the barber.
Prima donna.
Yeah, I don't. It's fancy. It's too fancy.
That shit doesn't
At
come
least,
easy.
I
Like,
go to a barber and not a stylist.
I don't know. Going one, you call it what you want, but what
The girl who
what sexual orientation is the person that cuts your hair?
oh, it's a girl and she's straight and she's like tattooed all over.
Oh, you go to one of those places, like a
She's
hipster
legit.
barber.
Yeah.
Oh, a hipster barber, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like those places.
Yeah.
So I feel like we got a little sidetracked there.
Yeah. A little bit.
So yeah, so the guy that cuts my hair, he's like, well, yeah, this thing's coming up. You should sign a booth. And I was like, yeah, I should. But I was like still in that mode of like, yeah, I know I should. Definitely I should. But like, I'm just not gonna. But he was like, look, it's right there. It's right down the street. Like, it's literally a block away. Just walk in there and say you want a booth and they'll give you a booth. I was like, you know, you have to like seize those moments of motivation when you have them. I was like, all right, yeah. And so I went over there and I walked in, and this was actually a big deal for me. I felt very proud. I walked in and like, it was the first time I just walked up to someone and was like, hi, I'm an artist and I'd like to like display my stuff. And like, I didn't feel weird. Well, I did feel weird about it, but I was like, I didn't think about it ahead of time. Like normally if someone says like, oh, are you an artist? I kind of like hedge and I'm like, yeah, kind of, you know, I don't know. You want to call me that?
Right.
You know, and just be just like, it's not modesty. It's like embarrassment, you know, or whatever it is, right? Self-deprecating. And that was the first time I'd ever walked in somewhere. I was just like, hi, I'm an artist and I'd like to blah, 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 blah. And it was cool. Awesome. Felt good.
That's really great, man. I'm real happy for you. I know what you mean.
Yeah. And it like sprung up on me as I didn't plan like what I was going to say or anything. And so as I was saying, I was like, oh, I should be saying I'm an artist right now. Like this dude does not give a shit. Like for all intents and purposes, that's what that guy needs to know.
Right. That's exactly right. He doesn't care that you're struggling with whether you're technically an artist or not. You want to both.
I would have gone through that whole speech and then like for like 3 minutes, like, well, you know, I'm gonna and then he would have just like been like completely stone faced and been like, so what do you want?
Do you want a booth for your art? Like,
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I know what you mean. That's awesome, man. Good for you.
Yeah, it was good. And you know what's really good is like so it's exciting. I've been thinking about it a lot and like going back and forth around like being like, oh god, this is going to be a disaster, to like, oh, this could be really good. And I get a lot of stuff, but it's also like driving me to, it's in 3 weeks. It's on the 20th. So it's 18 days from now, but I had about 25 days when I signed up, which is like the perfect amount of time. Like you can get a lot done in 25 days. And like, it's a good like driving thing. Like I now have to have business cards in the next 25 days. And I now have to have some merchandise printed in the next 25 days. And I now like have to like kind of think about how I would want to market myself, you know, like it's like forcing me to do all of these things that I've known that I need to do in order to like go. And it's enough time to do it all, but it's not enough time to procrastinate on any of it. Like,
right. It's perfect.
Yeah. So it's fun. I get to talk about
amazing, it. Man. That's so cool. We were just talking before, well, I don't know if it's included, but before your intro, that newest painting is amazing.
Yeah. I'm
really like it.
I'm real happy with that one. Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Hot dogs Nathan eating contest.
Yeah, that's even better. Hot dogs Nathan eating contest. I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh boy,
good stuff.
I have to click it on my face. Yeah, that's a bunch of hot dogs. So the
Love it.
I want to like write a little stories about all those too, like put little blurbs in a book or something.
Definitely should.
But that one, that's the other idea I have that I want to do, is I'm going to get that one printed on, what are they called? aprons, chef's aprons
Yeah.
for like barbecuing, and Fourth
Yeah.
of July is coming up, and I'm gonna try to like sell them specifically. Hey, it's 4th of July. Here you're gonna be barbecuing. The hot dog eating contest is July 4th. So see if I could capitalize on like an actual thing that's happening like in that moment. You know, like it's July 4th. People will be searching for it. People will be like open to the stuff.
Yeah,
And
you
see
like
if I can get people to buy them.
every big event, you should be doing paintings for those and then putting them on things like, so when Super Bowl rolls around and like whatever big events are happening, you definitely just like, be anticipating them and then like be ready for them and then go sell stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the first trial balloon that I want to try. And I guess just for audio only people, it's giant hot dogs in a hot dog eating contest, except the hot dogs are eating, and they have like faces and mouths and arms, but the hot dogs are eating people. The people are in hot dog buns.
The people are the wieners.
And the people are the wieners. Yeah. So like it's instead of people eating hot dogs, it's hot dogs eating people.
Right.
And it's called, instead of Nathan's hot dog eating contest, it's called Hot Dogs Nathan Eating Contest. All the people are named Nathan.
You know, I do already like want a T-shirt with some of the like the hot dogs Nathan eating contest and the extinction, and like I would wear those. I would like that. They're great conversation pieces.
Yeah, I think so. I need to. That's
yeah. Like if you want like people to stop, like there are a lot of people, and I'm not even that type of personality really, where like I want people to like stop and notice me or like talk to me, but I would still like that. And there are a lot of people they're looking for that conversation. They want somebody to stop them for some reason and talk to them and say, "Oh, yeah, look at that. That's hilarious." Or what is that? You know, so these are amazing for that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think people that see them will like them, and like probably then, you know, a much smaller proportion would actually like want to buy one when they see it. But like the logistics of it all is what I'm just realizing now and like trying to think through, because like, boy, I spent like an hour at the printing place a couple days ago, and you know, the options and the cost and the margins and everything, it's all very, it's like overwhelming. And so like, yeah, I have 35 paintings, but like I can't print all 35 paintings on shirts and aprons and just have that, because that's like $10,000 of inventory that I'm not going to want to keep, right? And so it's like, okay, now I have to decide like, shit, which ones of these would actually sell, and like what should I put them on? Is coffee mugs the thing that they should sell on, or is it just like small prints like greeting cards? And then when you start talking about shirts or bags, it's like, well, if you get this quality, it's going to cost you $15 a shirt. But if you get 50 of them, it's only $13 a shirt, except I don't think I could sell 50 of them. And then, oh, by the way, that 50 is all one print. And so if you want 4 different prints, then you got to buy 4 25 sets and you don't get any quantity savings. I talked to this guy for like an hour, just like going around and around and around on all these things. And it's just like, holy crap. This is like, you know, when you're naming your business and it's like, oh yeah, new wealth. That's the thing I want. And right. Then like you start asking like the next level question, like, can I get the .com? And oh, actually you can get the .com of Kind Wealth, but
yeah,
but it costs $80,000 and blah, blah, blah. And it's just every question opens another question.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm starting to realize like, Jesus. And now I'm starting to think about like, what are the actual economics? Like, what's the best case scenario of having a booth at a festival? I don't know.
Right. In terms of, yeah, like turning a profit? No, not big.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're doing it because like you're going to make a ton of money in it, right? It's going to be an amazing learning experience. What you care more about is just the exposure, I think.
Yeah. So here, yeah, exactly. So here's a specific question that I'll ask you, because this is the thing I'm asking everyone I talk to now is like, I don't want to necessarily have like a huge inventory. And so one thing I could do is print sample shirts and sample bags and just like pick 4 products: coffee mug, a shirt, a bag, and like greeting cards. And I could print like enough for there to be like a few samples there so people can see them. but then like you would have to like order them and I would deliver them to you in 5 days. Because I could like take orders on a Saturday and the printer can turn them around and get them to me on a Wednesday.
Right.
But like if you go to a festival, that's not your expectation, right? Like you would be significantly less likely to buy something if it was going to be mailed to you on Wednesday than you would if there was just one right there you could grab, right?
Right. Is that the question?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah, I was
definitely
hoping you were
true.
going to say no.
No, but that's definitely true. But I mean, so yeah, like you're just not going to be able to like extract maximum profit from this event.
Yeah.
I think what you should do is set your sights lower in terms of like more a more tangible like goal you can achieve, which might be like I might use it as like some way to gauge interest in like which prints are people most interested in? Are they most interested in like, and then is it t-shirts and is it bags or is it, so I might just have some samples. I might create a contest where if they tell you and like they vote and then they post something to Instagram, then they can win the t-shirt, or I don't know. But like I would be using it to get information to test rather than to try to sell as much as you can, because it's the first time. And I would just be honest with people. I'd say, listen, I don't have that many prints of everything here. I'm just starting out. I'm trying to get exposure. Like I think that'll resonate with people. They'll be like, oh, that's cool, man. They'd be way more likely to be like, oh yeah, okay, what's your Instagram? I'll share this around. Like if you just share with them, like, yeah, I'm just starting out. Sorry, like I can mail it to you. And they may say, okay, well, don't worry about it. You lose the sale, fine. But like I think if you're just honest about it, they probably will still have it delivered. Like I'm that way. If I see somebody and they're trying to build something, oh hell, I'm way more likely to like buy it and support them. And like I go around now sometimes, like if I know it's like an independent business, even if they don't even tell me anything. I bought the lights for here, and the guy was like had a shop selling everything, and I said like, do you have an Instagram account? Because he's really good. He gave me good advice, and he didn't upsell me. Like, purposely downsold me, and I appreciated that. And I said like, this is your own shop, and so yeah, you know, so he's talking about his business. So what's your Instagram account? So like, and then I got home and I added him and I got home, took a picture with it and like shared it on social media. I think like that's not uncommon these days.
Yeah, you know, even just this exercise of the last few months trying to do this, like I have become significantly more aware of just like everyone out there that's like anyone that's like starting a business or anyone that's like out there doing anything or anyone that's doing anyone that's trying basically like anyone that's like I have like such a greater appreciation for like the amount of effort that it takes and also just like putting yourself out there and like and also how much like positive feedback or just someone saying something nice or doing a nice thing or like encouraging you, like how big of a deal that is. And it's really made me realize. So I try consciously to like, just like you're saying, be super positive and give people feedback. I see people selling like some of the ugliest stuff I've ever seen, and like we're like playing the worst music I've ever heard. But I'm like, man, this guy's in a bar and he's doing it. Like, I'm gonna go like give him $1 and say, right on, keep going, buddy.
Right.
Maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should tell that person they should like go get a job. But
no, I wouldn't be able to. I'm just incapable of that. But no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know. I'm the same way. I'm way more likely to just like I think I've always had a bit of that in me, but it's been amplified dramatically from having given it my own shot.
Yeah. So
I
think what you're saying is kind of the way that I'll be tackling it is I'll make a sample. I think I'm gonna print a bunch of tote bags, because having like an inventory of 50 tote bags, I can move those at some point or give them away as presents. But like shirts are all different sizes, which is harder. And then just kind of like use it, like you're saying, is like have some shirts there and just like, and maybe print a bunch of greeting cards, and just kind of really use it as a way to observe like what are the things that people are gravitating towards and like resonates with them and what do they like. So I know like, okay, I should probably print those 3 things on shirts or something like that.
You know what yes, for sure. And know what I might do too is leading up to the event, especially if these t-shirts can be turned around pretty quickly. Put on any of your social media channels. Do a round maybe a round robin or like a bracket where like they face off the different things and people have to vote and then just tally the votes. That works
that's a good point.
well on LinkedIn. Amazing, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah, like there's a woman who has like this. She had written a book, and she had 3 different covers from the designer, and she had posted it saying which cover should I choose for the book. I'm like, I keep seeing it show up in my feed like maybe once every few months because like somebody else I know ends up liking it and it just surfaces in my feed. It's got like, I don't know, 40,000 likes and like 25,000 comments. Now, I mean, maybe that just one went viral and for some strange reason, but
that's a good point. Yeah, I was thinking of that. I hadn't thought of like a bracket. The other thing I had thought about is there's this website where you can, and I don't know if it works with images, but we did it for like one of the decisions we had to make at Demagi, but like you upload like 20 ideas. So the way it would work, say it's the pictures. So you would upload your 20 images and you just say like, I want to know which of these 20 images is the best, or like, I want to know all of these, like how they are. And so if you just ask someone like, put these in order 1 to 20, it's really hard for them to do. But what it does is you go to this website and you just say like, hey, please just like vote a few of these. And it just takes 2 images and will randomly put them there. And like, I guess you could give criteria if you want, but basically the person just sees these 2 images and they're like, I like that one better. And then it shows 2 more randomly ones head to head against each other. I like that one better.
And it figures it out after.
Yeah. And so you have like all these doing head to head matchups, right? And so like, then it has some algorithm. It gives you like a win-loss record of every one of the images, right? Like this one was shown 30 times and it won 28 of its battles. And then I think it probably has some kind of algorithm to, rank them even better because everything doesn't match up against everything every time. So I was thinking of doing something like that. Like, hey, hey guys, can you go and like just vote 5 times on this thing? But if it's native in Facebook and gets people to comment and stuff, I know that's much, much better.
Yeah, I think that would work really well on Instagram too.
Yeah.
Because like, what's cool with Instagram is you can put multiple photos now and you just swipe along the side. You just tell people in the comments, can you like swipe and vote, in the comments, just tell me which number you like.
So I could put 4 options on Instagram. It'd be like this t-shirt and, whatever, match 4 things against each other, vote in the comments 1 through 4. And then like, I'd have to just like keep doing that for like a few days. If I do that once a day or something, I don't know. That's the balance. That's the part that I like have trouble with. Like, what's the balance? Like, is that annoying for people? But once a day isn't so bad.
No, because like the thing is your page, your Instagram page, is that your personal page or did you make it a business page where you can like sponsor posts? And
it's a business.
Yeah. So what happens is the organic reach on that's not very good.
Right.
Like it's like most of your contacts aren't seeing the stuff that you post
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure of that, but it's definitely true for Facebook. They killed organic reach.
Right.
And they've introduced selling ads on Instagram. And I do get the sense that just anecdotally, it's very strange, but I think only certain people are getting it and kind of regularly the same people are getting through to them. But I think large portions of my friend list, because all my Facebook friends, because it was my personal one, I converted to business. So like that, most of them are not seeing it, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I think you can just like continue because like there is some variability, I think. But anyway, so I think reposting it isn't going to really bother anybody. Like doing it every day is not going to be too much.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, if I were you, that's what I would do. I would post it and I would pay to sponsor it.
Uh-huh.
Because you're gonna get like you're literally gonna get like thousands of views, and probably it wouldn't surprise me if you got hundreds of comments.
If you sponsor it.
Yeah, and you could do that for like $20, $30.
Yeah, I have to figure out the format of how we'd want to do it. Like, it should be like, I would need to not just show the images. It would have to be like this shirt, like a picture of the shirt, picture of it on a coffee mug. Yeah.
Well, so there's two things you can do. One is you can just, yeah, right. I know what you're saying. So I mean, I would try to do two. Yeah. Like I was thinking just what prints do people like best? I might even just show just the paintings and say which would be best on a t-shirt.
That would be good. That's an easier question to ask.
Because the other variables, there's too many compounding variables.
Yeah, and that's a clearer thing to just ask someone. And I can imagine like the first image says at the top, like in the image, which is better on a t-shirt.
I bet you if you go to like some of these t-shirt printing websites, there's probably a site there that like show you what your image looks like, render a digital.
Yeah, definitely. There's
so then just do like 4 of those so they can see what it looks like on the t-shirt. Theoretically. Yeah,
and I could just pit like the 4 Jesus saves against each other. I would want to do and so then it's just like, see, my other problem is that I'm still in the mode that like all these people that are getting my stuff are like my Facebook friends, even though I'm a business, they're like my friends. So these are people that haven't signed up to receive this stuff yet. But, and actually, so this is a broader question and like curious what you think about it. One of the things I'm struggling with is that I want to post more frequently on Facebook and Instagram, but I'm worried about alienating my friend list, which is basically my friends and family. And that's the only people that have liked my page, basically. Instagram has a little bit more organic following, but not much. And I'm pretty sure like that's not the right mentality. Like what I need, I'm pretty sure the right thing to do is to say, if I want to be popular, then I need to be willing to, then like the people that just happen to be my friends and family right now, probably 70% of them will drop off because I'll be annoying to them. And like, I should be okay with that because like, that's not like the goal, but it's a hard thing to do.
That's exactly right. It's precisely right. Like like if they don't unfollow you and you just don't post, they're only, that they're only following you. Those people who would have dropped off are only following you then because you're their friend and family, and it's not bothering them that so much that they're willing to do that for you. So, but like, that's not an engaged follower. So like, yeah, I know it's easier said than done, but definitely without any question, the logic is definitely correct. There's no black and white on that.
Yeah.
Like there's no gray, that's black and white. But yeah, it sucks to like feel that and be like, oh, that like
there's no section that's both black and white.
No.
Yeah. Have you thought about that? Like what's your,
Yeah.
I feel like you made a fairly conscious shift in like the tone of the stuff you post on Instagram into like more very specifically like finance and like meme kind of stuff in a way.
I'm just experimenting a lot with different stuff. What I'm trying to do is get like anything that is a visual that then I can like give some useful information in the comments. Mm-hmm. So it's enough to attract their attention, and then hopefully they read the comment. And then where I can, like this is where I really need my website set up, and I don't have my website set up. So I'm really just experimenting on like right now, because like you want to drive to a conversion. Like there's no point in posting this stuff if there's nothing for them to click on or do. So like having your website at least in your bio, like Instagram, you're kind of limited to some degree because they can't click on the photo. There's no linking other than in your bio. That's where the paid stuff on Instagram is much better, because if you pay for sponsored content, they can actually click on the image and it'll link through to something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or like I think sorry, if they click on the image, it'll like it, but there's a blue bar underneath that says visit here, come to the website or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
like I've clicked on ads, like ads that have been good enough, target enough where I'm interested in that website, and then I pull it up. So it works. I know because I've done it.
Yeah, I should do a foray into that also. I could put like
highly like the learning, just put aside a few $100 just for the learning. It's invaluable.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, like, and that's the other thing. So I mean, if I'm going to do this voting thing,
I would. That's a great thing to. I'm jealous that you have this great material to post, because like I feel like finance isn't a great fit with Instagram, but that's where my demo is. So I'm trying my best, but like yours is gold.
Yeah. So here's a question. Like, yeah. So now I'm like getting really excited. Like I could sponsor a post and say, click this link, and people would vote. But if I have on my website, I could pretty easily create like an order form on my website that it links to. And so like I can take pre-orders. I could just say like, order this and I'll ship it to you in 5 days. And I don't have to pre-print those. I can just like see what order comes in and then go have it printed and mail it to them pretty quickly. Right. And so like, if I'm going to sponsor a post, I could pretend like I've already made these.
Right.
And if someone does happen to click through and just wants one, they can purchase one right then.
Right. So this is exactly what you should do. You post the 4 photos of the t-shirts. Say, vote for your favorite. I'll choose the winner will receive a free t-shirt. Will receive the t-shirt they voted for. Like I'm going to pick somebody at random. Use the hashtag Nick Narsel, the artist, and vote. Like they've got to do those two things. And then there's also now the link on the sponsored content that says buy a t-shirt here. If you just want to go buy one. So they're voting, they're commenting on your thing. So they have they're hashtagging you, and they can go buy the t-shirt directly if they. Yeah,
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's fucking great.
Well, that's exciting. Yeah, I got to execute that. I like what you're saying.
I'm excited for you.
I'm going to pick if I get at least 40 votes, I'm going to pick one of the people at random and I'll send you the shirt.
Yeah,
that you voted for.
Yeah.
And it'll cost me, maybe I won't make any money on that shirt, but it doesn't matter.
No, you're gonna
I definitely won't make any money on that shirt.
No, you're gonna lose the amount of the t-shirt and the cost of shipping it to them.
I'll have to look at people's locations and make sure that no one's that I don't pick anyone that's from overseas.
Right. I mean, you can do that. So the other thing is I'm going to vote and I want to win. I hope I do. What was I going to say?
I'm going to give everyone I'll give everyone a number. I'll number everyone ahead of time. I'll film in the process, and then I'll randomly pick a number and match it up to the person. So there's no favoritism.
Right. So one thing just a tip, you may decide to do it, but my suggestion would be because once you sponsor the content, you can then target your audience. I would resist the temptation to narrowly define that audience. Keep it as broad as possible, because that in and of itself is data. What you'll find out once you see the analytics after is you'll get some information about what type of people are responding, so that in future times you've got a better idea of who this is resonating with, and it may surprise you.
Yeah, that's a good point. What have you done this on Instagram?
Yeah, a couple times.
And so what does it tell you? It tells you this many people clicked on your image and this many people, these are the types of people that commented.
I'm trying to remember what level of detail. Actually, I don't know. Now that I think about it, I don't know.
I've done it on Facebook, and it's pretty good at showing you the demographics of gender, age, location, and it tells you the actions they took on the post.
Right. I think I've got. Let me just see because I don't know if it's still showing here my analytics. I think so. Pretty old though.
While you're looking that up, one thing I learned on the one sponsored post I did on Facebook is that I told it, what did I post? I posted, I just wanted to see who it would reach. So I picked one of my posts and I just sponsored it, boosted it. And I said, I want to have 1,000 people and it would cost me $5. And
where was this?
I said on Facebook.
Okay.
And I looked at the analytics after and I said, showed in Canada, showed in the US, and showed in South Africa, because that's like where the people that know me are. And it overwhelmingly showed it to South Africans. Like of the 1,000 views, it was like 750 of them were shown in South Africa.
You want to know why?
Because they're cheaper and more likely to click it, I think, right?
They're just cheaper.
Yeah.
There's less dollars competing for their feed. So that's how they get you 1,000 views.
Yeah. And I read an article that kind of like said, you know, this is what's going to happen if you just click boost post. And so now I know, because not that people in like all my friends are in South Africa, but those are not people that are going to buy something from me. Well, maybe they will, but I won't ship to them.
Right.
Or right away anyway.
But
so that was an interesting thing to learn also.
So that only applies when you boost the post, but not when what?
Well, I think you just have to be more sophisticated about how you target. When you boost it, it's like,
oh, you just like, you're not choosing any of the parameters.
The only thing I could choose was like locations.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay.
So I was like, yeah, throw them all in there, whatever. But I should have been like, no, just show to these. Apparently, boosting is just a really unsophisticated way to buy an ad on Facebook.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like almost like a 1 or 2 click way to buy a sponsor.
Yeah. So like people have said you should just never do that. You should always just go buy an ad.
Which is
anyway, kind of, you were looking up yours.
Yeah, I don't think, you know, as I think about it now, I wonder that I haven't only posted sponsored through Facebook, because what they'll do is they ask you if you want to, because my Facebook professional page and my Instagram page are linked, and so when you post on Facebook, it asks you if you also want it to share it on Instagram, and I think that's what I did actually.
I see. Well, it's probably the same
not
stats that I was looking at anyway.
I imagine they would be similar stats otherwise.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's exciting. I'm going to get that ready and get it going for Sunday. Selection Sunday. Man.
I'm excited for you.
The thing about so I guess I should sponsor it. But the thing about on Facebook, and this was the other thing. So then what I did is I did a voting thing that I did not sponsor on Facebook, like this dog, what topping should this dog get? And I said vote in the comments, and that got what was it? It was like 1,000 views in just 12 hours, and that was like more views than even boosting the post got over 3 days.
Wow.
And so like, I don't have 1,000 Facebook friends, I don't think. So it was like organically showing to other people, and like the organic reach actually was pretty good because there was so much interaction on the page, and it was like very quickly got very high. It was like, oh, this one's good, let's just show it to everybody. So like and the bonus there is that it doesn't say it's like sponsored in the ad,
right,
which is a turnoff for a lot of people. So yeah, I might experiment with sponsoring some and not sponsoring some, and seeing.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
How that works. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yep, that'd be interesting to see.
Cool. So I took up a lot of time with all my stuff.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, I don't think we have to both talk every time. That's interesting. I like hearing about what's going on.
Yeah, exciting stuff. You have a lot of exciting stuff happening too, probably more so.
I don't know about more, but there's a lot on the go. Yeah. Wow.
You looked very tired when you said that.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty tired. As it goes up at 5:30 because Capri woke up early and been
When
going all
is
day.
when is the due date?
May 11th.
Boy, yeah. So you're just
Really, it
you,
could come at any day
you've got
now.
a. I was gonna say you have a suitcase next to the door, but I guess I should say you like always have like a warm bath running or something like that.
Why? Oh no, we have to go to the hospital. We're going to do a hospital birth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because Mel had a C-section the first time, so
If you have a non-hospital, yeah.
it's
Once you
just safer to do it at the hospital if you've had a C-section the first time. So
Mhm.
yeah. Otherwise, we would try do it at home. But yeah, we're just like at any time. I like keep my phone close to me now and like check it often
Yeah.
if I'm not home.
Oh boy, that's exciting, man. I'm glad
Yeah.
I was able to get these pearls of wisdom out of you before you disappear.
I don't know how useful that is, but yeah,
Dude, that was super useful. I've got like a plan for what I'm going to do now. That's
that's good.
exciting.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Happy. Yeah. We'll do another one, and I'll update you on what's been going on with my thing. But I start like a job next week.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, so it's like we'll just wait to like post this live until I like can announce it, but it's like any day now. So um so I'm World Vision, where Mel works, the big charitable organization. Their Canadian operation, because we're in Canada, in Toronto. Uh I know a lot of the people there, and we just had gone into a conversation. They're starting up what's called an impact investing kind of unit, or basically like taking the principles of free markets, like equity investments, bond investments, that type of thing, and bringing it into the nonprofit world and using those sort of tools to impact causes. So anyway, I'll give you actually a quick example of an impact. I'm actually curious. Do you know what impact investments are? You must.
Probably, but I don't think what I know is accurate.
Oh, okay. But you've heard the term.
I'm generally aware, but I don't have like I'm not sure that I know what it
I'm
does.
always just curious how much this is like pervaded the typical, like the average like the lexicon of the average person. But
So my understanding is that it's investing where like the number one metric or one of the most important metrics is like maximizing the impact of your dollar.
well, so I'll explain by way of a pretty interesting example. So you might have a situation where, let's say, a nonprofit is going to work with try to reduce the transmission of HIV/AIDS in South Africa. So they've got some sort of program. Maybe it's an education program or I don't know. It's probably an education program. They say, okay, it's going to cost us X number of dollars to implement this, but over the next 5 years, we should reduce the transmission of AIDS by this much. That's going to save you X number of dollars in terms of healthcare costs. And the South African government says, okay, great. The nonprofit raises money through investors to fund the project. If it's successful and it reaches those milestones and those goals, the South African government saves the money that it thought it would save, and then they take some of that cost savings, which pays for the cost of the project, and they pay it back to the investors plus a return on the investors' money. So it's like an investment. You're getting a percentage return on your investment, and it's solving a social problem.
But so the South African, so wait, I give you $1,000 to go reduce transmission by 5%. And if you're able to reduce transmission by 5%, you're going to give me $1,000 plus $100 back.
Yeah, it would depend. I mean, every impact investment would have a different target rate of return, and it's not guaranteed, but it's a bulk. Like they're targeting a certain rate of return because they've got estimates on what they can save in terms of costs or what they can generate.
I think I missed the key. So like, is the way that it determines what I get paid back on my investment just like the metrics that we've agreed upon ahead of time, or is there like an actual financial thing where it's like, well, we gave you 1,000 and we only spent 900, so you get 100 back?
No, it's, I mean, so I think they can be structured in different ways. I'm certainly not an expert on it yet. So I'm actually in the process of learning a lot about it myself as I help them build it out. The reason they're bringing me on is because I have a finance background, and a lot of people in this have a nonprofit background. That's actually not 100% true, but they primarily only have nonprofit people. But no, the metrics I think can or may or may not be directly tied to the amount of money that is saved, but it's usually what they're trying to measure is the actual impact that they're making. So it might be reducing transmission of HIV/AIDS, which would then, you'd have a pretty clear idea on what type of cost savings that's going to translate into. So I don't think it necessarily has to be tied to specifically like you're only going to get a return if we save this amount of money.
So you mean like, well, if we reduce the HIV/AIDS transmission rate by 10%, then that means like the cost of our health system is going to like reduce by X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
And so therefore we don't have to hire 50 more doctors because we have so much less people with HIV. Therefore we've saved like the salary of 50 doctors.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that is that simple, but yeah, we have far fewer people at the hospital demanding,
right. But what I'm saying is it's not we're running this project and we think the project is going to cost us $1 million to run, but we did it really well and it only actually ended up costing us $900,000.
Right.
No, you're planning on spending. If you raise $1 million, you're like, we're going to spend all $1 million of that dollars, but that $1 million is going to result in some change that saves the government $20 million on like a larger scale.
Right.
Like
that's right. Except the amount of money that they want to raise will be a function of what it costs. They don't just say like, we want $1 million. And then if it costs less, like they know what it's going to cost.
Right.
They can estimate that really accurately.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like the point is they're not trying to like come in under their budget. They're like, this is the budget. This is what it's going to cost.
Yeah.
And if we're right in what we're doing, then it's going to create like a savings for us on the whole of over 20 years of this much money. So we'll pay people back money. But the government, so like, if I invest in a company, it's a pretty cut and dry thing. I give you $10,000. And then like, if you have 1% more money a year from now, then it's very easy to measure like, well, we got 1% more money. So here's 1% more for you. But you're saying like the metric now isn't like, well, I guess it is still money, but it's harder to quantify how you've saved that money. It's saving money. It's not making money.
Yeah. So you're getting into details that like, I'm still going to be learning. And I think I predict right now that I'll probably watch this back a year from now and be like, oh, look, that I was wrong about that.
Right.
But that is the general idea is you're tying it to some sort of impact. That impact is resulting in some sort of financial savings or gain in some capacity, and that's getting paid back to the investors who were the ones to fund it. But there's definitely uncertainty because you may not. I think there's two sources of uncertainty. One is you may not reach the intended like metrics that you're to change that you're trying to implement, and number two is those metrics, even if you hit them, may not result in the intended effect. If the metrics weren't designed well in the first place, because some things are real easy to.
That's my question.
Yeah.
That's my question is
that is a source of risk. Yeah.
So like going into it, if you tell me like, okay, give me $1 million and I'm going to go like reduce the transmission of AIDS by 10% in South Africa. And then you do that, you're also, when I give you that $1 million, you're also saying, and I'm pretty sure if I reduce the amount of AIDS in South Africa by 10%, it's going to result in a $500 million cost savings on the South African health system. Right.
Right.
And so are you saying that like, and so then they're going to say, therefore, if we reduce it by 10%, then we've saved the health system $500 million. So it's incredibly easy for us to justify giving you your $1 million back plus 5% or 3% or 2%
Right.
or whatever we agreed on, because we know we've saved this much money using your money.
Right.
But you're saying the second part of that is like even after you're done? Because if I was the investor, I'd be like, that's great. But you're saying like even after they're done, if they realize, oh, we were wrong on that metric to begin with and it didn't actually make savings, am I the one that takes that risk?
In this case, no. Like no. I think my understanding, again, you're scratching into details that I'm still learning. I think my understanding is that probably all very different, but like you, as the impact investor, you just have to hit the metrics that are set out in the contract. A secondary problem is just with impact investing is that if the metrics aren't achieving what you wanted them to because they were poorly designed, then you've made this investment, got this return, but the benefactor hasn't really gotten the benefit of what has been promised.
Right. Okay.
Like I use that HIV/AIDS one because it's a pretty concrete example. Some of these things are funding projects where it's a little harder to quantify things. I mean, it's going to err towards things that are more quantifiable by nature, but like, I don't know. And I'm going to struggle to come up with an example off the top of my head, but if you were going to say like, I don't know, reduce the incidence of depression or something like that, where it's harder to like get concrete data.
But like, but I guess that doesn't even matter. Like if the government decides reducing the incidence of depression is worth $100,000 to them, that's like all that matters.
No, but what you could have is like, okay, we're going to measure that by having A, B, and C metrics. And then you hit those metrics, but those A, B, and C metrics actually don't translate into reduced depression. It's just like, oh, we've done these things and they're coincidental, but they're not causative. Causative.
Yeah. But you'd still pay me back in that case, right?
That's my understanding. Yeah, you still get paid.
Yeah.
But the point was to affect some sort of change. And you have to really that.
Yeah. That's interesting. That is not what I thought impact investing was. So that's good to know.
Well, the other thing is I think it's very loosely defined. So they're like whole like SRI investing, socially responsible investing, which is just like investing in companies that try to not be really bad. Is kind of blends a little bit with impact investing. So I think that this is it's in its infancy. A lot of this stuff is still getting ironed out.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's kind of what I thought it was you're just going to invest in like good companies or maybe even like nonprofit companies. But like Dimagi would be a good example. Like we're for profit, but we're not trying to make profit. Like our number one and number two goals are like impact.
Right.
And so like you could, and I thought like an impact investor would invest in Dimagi and like, we're still going to turn a profit and we'll pay dividend, but you feel better because like you're investing in a company that's doing good work versus
the term for like Dimagi would probably be like
we're social enterprise.
Social enterprise. Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought like impact investing meant investing in social enterprises.
Oh no. I mean, I think loosely it might be, you might be able to use that term, but
that's that's very interesting. So like,
yes.
So in order to, and I know you might not know the answers to these, but like, so in order for someone to receive like impact investing and investment, they need to just on their own right have like money to pay you if it works. Cause like the thing you're investing in isn't necessarily, oh, I guess that's what you're like. The government could decide that like this thing isn't going to save the health system any money, but we're still willing to pay to do it because it's like a good.
Yeah, right. They might have money than they were planning on spending anyway, and this is going to do it more efficiently, or this is a problem they need to solve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever there's a source of, I don't know, return or savings or money being generated in some form or fashion. Yeah.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
It's neat. So my interest in this and building this out is to learn about the space and to build my expertise because I want to offer that to clients of Kind Wealth, like be able to be aware and know what, like, so those people who want to because like Kind Wealth is about helping people manage their money in a way that matches their values. So like, hey, I don't have money to donate, but yeah, do I want some of my investments to go towards impact investing? Sure, yeah. And by the way, maybe you'll earn 6, 7, 8% return.
Hmm.
I mean, there's risk associated with it, so you can't put all your money into it. But
yeah, that's interesting because now you're like evaluating your company. You're like evaluating the investment not on like their ability to create money. You're like, do I think this organization is going to be able to like hit these metrics we've agreed on? Then you're going to like, if you're a very sophisticated investor, the same way you would like go look at a company's books and like look into their CEO and see how they're operating. Like as an impact investor, you could still want to do that due diligence, and you're like kind of making if you were really sophisticated, which I guess is like what you would be doing, you're kind of making those judgments on like, I don't think this organization is going to be capable of hitting these metrics because I don't like how they're run or something like that.
Yeah, you look at their track record, how many successful impact investments have they orchestrated in the past? Yeah, I mean, it'll have its own. It is developing its own industry around it.
Mm-hmm.
Like these professionals are experts in this.
Well, that's interesting. And then it gets into the whole, and then it's like, yeah, and gets into the whole gaming the metrics thing, which will happen no matter what everywhere. But that's a different story.
Happens in business. I mean, it happens everywhere.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm not saying it's inherent in any way to this.
No. But yeah, definitely, like that's a concern I have right now. And that's one of the things I'm interested in helping try to figure out is like, I'm keenly interested in like anytime you set up a set of rules to motivate a certain behavior, there are going to be, and if there's money to be made, there are people who are intelligent people who are going to come in and game the system.
Yeah.
So you have to be very like I'm fascinated by the unintended consequences of man-made rules that are like intended to create one behavior and result in another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a problem even when there's, I mean, right now that happens everywhere also. It's just part of the thing. Whatever metrics you set up, people are going to start managing to those metrics.
I'll tell you one quick analogy because it's hopefully I'll do it quickly. I've done an article on this, and this is like a bee I've had in my bonnet for a while. But hedge funds typically, mutual funds always charge like usually a percentage fee. So percentage of the assets you have invested, they charge as a fee, maybe 2% a year. Let's call it 2%. Hedge funds came around and they said, we're smarter, we're better. We're all the smartest people are running hedge funds. It's all like institutional money. And they said, because we're better and we're smarter, we're going to charge a performance fee. So you pay 2% flat, the same kind of what you're paying for mutual funds. And then on top of that, any performance over and above what some benchmark does, we're going to take 20% of the outperformance. So 1/5 of anything above the benchmark.
Wow.
And that's going to align our interests, right? Because you want the fund to do well, and we're going to want it to do well because we'll make even more money if it does well. And everyone goes, yeah, what a great idea.
Sure.
Right? Sure. Right. But the thing is, what you find is these things are terrible because they're just like an excuse to just extract more money from their investors. Because what happens is the payoff is asymmetric. You get your 2% no matter how badly the fund does, and if it does amazing, you just get an extra 20% of whatever the outperformance is. And so you essentially have this like free call option, which is, heads I win, tails you lose. Like, great. There's no scenario where I'm out of money. So you just like you're incentivized to take a lot of risk with money that's not yours. It's other people's money.
That's the thing. Because there's no reason to not just swing for a home run on every single pitch, because even if you strike out, you're getting 2%.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then people would say, yeah, but if your performance is bad, then nobody else is going to want to invest in the future. And so, which is a credible argument. But what they then do is they close down the fund and they start a new one. So it has the track record's gone from the old one, and now you've just got a new one that doesn't have a track record. Yeah. And people will buy it because like they're excited about the prospects of this new, you can put a good marketing story around it. That's what they do.
Yeah. You'd have to say you don't, if you lose money, then you don't get any money. And then,
Yeah. So what they have is like fulcrum fee, which is like you can actually lose the 2%
yeah.
if it's down. But even that's not perfect because like there's all sorts of unintended, like I won't go into all the details, but there's all sorts of scenarios. If this happens, then like think about the scenario just quickly. If you do amazing in the first 2 months of the year, markets like you get your calls right. You took really aggressive bets. They did really well. Now for the rest of the year, you're like above your bench. Like you're already like well above your benchmark. Maybe you just say, "Whoa, I'm gonna just sit. I'm just gonna take all the risk off the table now and just like sit on this gain the whole rest of the year because why would I risk losing it?"
Yeah. You just shut it down. Put it all in a money market account.
Right. So like there's all sorts of these.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're a terrible system. Like the whole idea is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So what I typically argue is like if you want to align incentives, number one, like why do they need to get paid? Aren't they getting paid to do that in the first place? That's what their salary is for. Like they're getting paid. That's their job, is to just do good with your money, like to invest it. And number two, what like if they want to align their incentives, invest in the same thing that you're selling to everybody else. Just you put your own money in the same fund.
Yeah.
Like if your money is on the line too, like a sizable amount of your own money, and if you believe that you're a good investor, why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Like if that's what you're out selling to everybody else. Hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm really good at this. This is how you should invest.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you have your own money in it?
That's cool, man. That's such a good like, and then it just makes your story make so much sense. Like you tell that story, and then it's like, and then when you think about, okay, well, what is kind wealth? It's like you're just cutting all that bullshit out. You're like, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is just help you like figure out how to spend your money well. I'm not making more if you make more. Like I'm on your side, and like I'm not doing any of this shady stuff. I'm a guy that's on your side that's like going to help you plan out how to do this and how to help steer you away from all of these shady practices.
Yeah, man. Really, I get a lot of satisfaction from it because like I know what games you're playing, and I'm like gonna expose them. I'm gonna do my best. I don't have a loud enough voice, right? To like I can only affect the people who are listening to me, but I'll take it.
That's cool, man. You've got a really good, strong, consistent voice about it. It might not be very loud right now, but like I've seen a lot of what you've published over the years, and I think it will resonate with people. Like it's very genuine and it's very true. That's like when you tell those stories like that, like it's just obvious, right? Like,
yeah.
And I think it also like intuitively resonates with most people. I think most people like think that people like even people that you know are heavily invested in the stock market and are heavily thinking about all that stuff, like I think even all those people would probably in the back of their mind are like, these guys are definitely doing shady stuff. Like it just happened, you know, like, like I think everyone understands like intuitively there's like a lot of shady stuff that happens in finance. And so
there's
like,
a healthy level of skepticism that's growing. And so it doesn't take much.
Yeah. And so when someone like you comes along, it's like talking like all kinds of sense and also like obviously genuine about it. Like I think that'll really attract people.
I hope so. I mean, it has in the limited amount that I've already, you know, dealt with clients. It has, yeah. So I hope it continues. Hey, I'll just show you something quick. Look what I got. My first piece of mail.
Nice. Too kind Welsh.
Yeah. It's my
nice, dude. That's awesome.
My bank account and Visa. I got a Visa in the corporate bank account.
Oh, nice. So you can start spending some money now, huh?
Oh yeah, rule. Yeah, I will though. I have to.
So do you? Anyway, I don't know. This is going long anyway. We should probably.
Yeah, we should wrap up.
It up, but yeah. All right. Cool, dude. Well, that's awesome. That's exciting.
If you need any other help with the bouncing any ideas for the posts that you're gonna do, let me know. I'm around.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be in touch on the voice notes.
All right. Sounds good, brother.
All right, man. Hold on. Let me see you on the flip side.